We're counting down, guys, the biggest worker strike threat that could stop shipping nationwide and could even stop the nation as a whole. Now, I'm talking about the looming UPS strike. 34,000 U.S. drivers, package handlers, and even loaders at the global delivery firm. They're all threatening to basically just get up and leave the delivery giant and its executives if they don't play ball here. Here, check it out.
It has been over 25 years since UPS workers went on strike, but it could happen again this summer. 350,000 workers could walk off the job if a deal isn't reached before the contract expires July 31st. The Teamsters say UPS workers deserve some of the company's annual profits, which have nearly tripled since the start of the pandemic. UPS ships nearly 25 million packages a day. That's 1/4 of all packages in the entire country. The last strike crippled UPS. Experts say if it happens now, the impact could be even worse.
Now, the stakes are high for union and management as recession threatens to cut into business, and worker participation in unions sits at all-time lows in the United States despite an uptick in labor activism. And take note, guys, it's not just UPS package delivery. It's the whole Teamsters union, which includes port workers. Now, it will be a complete stoppage of freight in and out of the country, as well as UPS domestic shipping. Teamsters do not cross picket lines, and they are in the driver's seat to decide whether to strike or whether not to. I talked about it a little bit with my local delivery driver. He hopes that it doesn't happen, but if it does, it's way more than just a percentage of domestic freight shippers stopping work. As far as USPS goes to pick up the slack, I think you guys can agree with me that they've already been stretched pretty thin as it is so far, so I don't think it would make much of a difference or be an efficient solution here. And don't forget, guys, large shippers have big contract pricing, so I'm really not sure how it would work to switch just like that. It's not a good situation, and I don't think that the Teamsters will sell out their members to the regime the way that the railroad leadership did with the railroad workers. But seriously, guys, wasn't it just like yesterday when they were threatening that rail strike? So what's happening in America? And more importantly, what the heck is the government and all of the corporate interests doing to Americans? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So the strike is set to kick off on July 31st if things do not change. Really about a month left on the clock, and it seems like the two parties that are involved are miles apart. Picture this, around 350,000 workers are ready to go on strike. And trust me, guys, you'll feel the impact directly. This strike is going to dominate conversations in the coming months, and this strike is going to affect everyone. You better stay tuned, guys. This is going to be a big one. Also, for the best way to invest in gold or silver, check out the links in the description down below this video. So let me go ahead and break down the situation for you guys here, right? United Parcel Service, UPS, and the International Brotherhood of Teamsters Union started U.S. private sector labor contract talks covering roughly 340,000 U.S. drivers, package handlers, and loaders at the global delivery firm. The powerful Teamsters Union wants an agreement that shares billions of dollars in UPS pandemic profit with workers, exerts leverage over other negotiations, and helps to recruit new members, including Amazon.com incorporated workers. The Teamsters demands also include better pay across the board and an end to forced overtime, elimination of two-tier paid systems, protection from hot weather, and more full-time opportunities. And I like what the Teamsters general president said here. We are not going to negotiate a contract that is cost neutral or with concessions. We're going to push this company and its management harder than they've ever worked before. We have 12 weeks until this current contract expires, end quote. A UPS spokesperson would only say that the company officials were ready to negotiate a new national master contract. UPS CEO Carol Tome told investors the two sides were not far apart and she expected an agreement before the deadline. She said, quote, "We don't want people working 6 days a week unless they want to," end quote. Then again, her compensation totaled almost $19 million last year. Now, it's pretty hard to imagine this kind of corporate executive being too sympathetic for the common man's struggle. Y'all know what I mean, right? And the current Teamster president, O'Brien, is definitely not somebody they want to mess with. O'Brien won their election after criticizing previous leaders as too timid in UPS talks. He's also fond of using very strong words that catches all the headlines' attention, such as Teamsters president calls GOP senator a greedy CEO in heated exchange, and Teamsters president blasts UPS ahead of contract negotiations. Then you have UPS CEO Carol Toomey, more tight-lipped and conciliatory with recent comments touting the company's long history with the Teamsters leaders and characterizing the two sides as being more aligned than not on key issues. Things are definitely going to be coming to a head here. Let's look back a second at the last time that UPS workers went on strike. August 4th, 1997 probably doesn't stand out as a very significant day in the world history, but some would disagree. That was the first time that the United Parcel Service, the UPS workers, organized a nationwide strike in the United States, which ended up with the company losing almost $780 million. In the 15 days that the strike lasted, 80% of UPS shipments went undelivered. Now, it may be happening again. Nearly 6% of the U.S. gross domestic product is facilitated by services of the UPS alone every single year. The 24 million packages UPS ships on an average day amounts to a quarter of all UPS parcel volume. If workers decide to suspend delivery or hold up their work in local warehouses for a prolonged period like in 1997, the ripple effects could affect almost every American. Not to mention millions of American families who have swapped store visits for doorstep deliveries in recent years, meaning this looming strike at UPS could very well become way more disruptive than the last time that it happened in 1997. Higher prices and long wait times are all but certain if there is a deadlock here. In other words, brace yourself for supply chain breakdown, guys. And this will be the sequel. As one American family put it, quote, "It has the potential to be significantly impactful. My husband and I have invested a lot in figuring out how to remove the burden of just making sure that we always have toilet paper," end quote. Remember when everybody was fighting over toilet paper? That was wild, right? Definitely don't want to go back to those times. And don't forget, Amazon has switched all small parcel deliveries to USPS, making the rural mail carriers even busier. Now, I really don't think that they can effectively pick up much more slack if this happens. A win at UPS could have implications for the organized labor outside the company. Teamsters are attempting to organize Amazon workers and dozens of company delivery drivers and dispatchers in California. They joined the union last month. There's also prominent labor organization campaigns at Apple, Starbucks, Trader Joe's, even strippers at a dance club in Los Angeles. Let's talk about the main players here: UPS, FedEx, and Amazon. They are the big dogs in the delivery game. Amazon is relatively new, but UPS and FedEx, they've been growing rapidly. And there are some things that Amazon just doesn't deliver, am I right? If UPS goes on strike, forget about ordering anything like that. Even retail giants like Walmart heavily depend on UPS for deliveries, while FedEx handles some other stuff. Now, if the strike happens, a whopping 25% of packages in the United States will come to a grinding halt. That's a big blow. Now, think about it. If a factory urgently needs a part to keep their machinery running, they might ship it through UPS. Now, if a strike happens, that part may never arrive, causing the whole operation to shut down. And this isn't just speculation, it's the reality. Companies rely on FedEx and UPS to move critical components and documents all the time. Now, I know some people suggest switching to FedEx, but here's the catch, guys. FedEx doesn't have the capacity to suddenly handle double the shipping volume overnight. They lack trucks, personnel, stores, and the infrastructure needed to pick up the slack from UPS. So the ripple effect will slow down FedEx and even the US Postal Service. It's going to be a mess, trust me. This could very well be the largest strike in US history by a single company. I mean, 350,000 workers, that's just massive, guys. And here's the thing. UPS workers are really upset. They felt they got a raw deal back in 2018 and they want things fixed. They're demanding fair treatment, equal pay scales, and better benefits for part-timers. They don't want UPS to exploit them and steal work from full-time employees. It's a big fight, and UPS might not be too keen on meeting those demands. They'll likely try to paint themselves as the good guys and the union workers as greedy. The strike is looming, and if no agreement is reached by July 31st, then the workers are going to go on strike without hesitation. Unlike the railroad strikes, the government cannot intervene or even force UPS employees to work since they're not considered critical infrastructure. It's going to happen and it's going to hit hard. So if you got something important to order, you might want to get it out now. Ordering anything in early July could mean getting caught up in this chaos. But then again, you know us, we're the financial freedom fam here, right? There could definitely be a financial opportunity here. I mean, a startup delivery company has the potential to really clean up here. I mean, 24 million packages with no one to deliver them? It could definitely open up the door for some small businesses to step in. Sounds like a business opportunity to start a delivery company. I mean, just think about it for a second. So first things first, a startup delivery company has to make sure that everybody knows that they're a reliable alternative. They got to reassure customers that their packages won't be affected by the strike and that they're still going to get their stuff on time. And hey, offering competitive prices is a no-brainer. I mean, in fact, you could even set your own prices if we're looking at this kind of massive delivery backlog. Right now, efficiency is key. Just use all the latest tracking system, optimize the delivery routes, and make sure that you've got enough people on board to handle the workload. Speed is going to be a big selling point. So you got to be quick and smooth with the deliveries. Just focusing on markets that are hit hard by the UPS strike could do wonders here, like businesses that rely on time-sensitive sensitive deliveries or online shoppers who can't afford any delays. This could even be the start of a loyal customer base. By consistently exceeding customer expectations during the UPS strike, you could build trust, earn a great reputation, and become known as the go-to delivery option. It's just a matter of seeing the financial forest from the trees, you guys. Sometimes you just got to kind of zoom out to appreciate the landscape and all the different cash flow opportunities that it's offering up to you. I mean, heck, even starting one with one van delivering could make a difference here. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Let me know if you want to learn more about capitalizing on financial opportunities like this one. The comment section is always wide open for you guys. I got your back here in the Financial Freedom fam. Don't forget that. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure your notification bell's turned on. So anyway, guys, I hope you got all the information that you need to know from today's UPS strike update and daily news report. 350,000 UPS workers threatening to strike in about a month, and what we can expect with delivery delays and higher prices. And don't forget the financial opportunity that this could bring from all this mess. Right now, you should see 2 videos right above my head here and here. Make sure to click on those videos right now and check those out. I just want to thank you guys so much for always watching. Appreciate you guys always dropping a huge like for the video. More to come in my future videos. I'll catch you guys there. Till then, y'all be safe.